Hey there. Welcome back to my channel. If she loves you, she will ignore you. She hasn't texted, she hasn't called, but your gut says she still cares. So Hayes, she pulling away. Let me tell you something hard to swallow. If she truly loves you, she might ignore you. Not to punish you, but to test the strength you claim to have, because real women don't just fall for words. They fall for presence, for power, for poise under pressure and silence. That's where your real strength gets revealed. To learn. A truth most men pair. That when a woman ignores you, she's not always walking away. Sometimes is watching, waiting, measuring your reaction. In this video, I'm giving you the rough psychology behind why women pull Aiden when they love you and what to do about it. Not to manipulate her, but to master yourself. Comment below. I rise in the silence because after today, ya won't flinch. When she disappears, you'll grow stronger and she'll feel light even if she never says a word. Let's dive in. 1. Her silence is a mirror, not a message. When a woman pulls away and goes silent, most men take it personally. They assume it's a rejection, a sign that she interests. But what if I told you it's not about what she's saying, it's about what you're seeing? Her silence isn't a message, it's a mirror. She's not trying to punish you. She's watching you, watching how you respond. When the emotional high disappears, when the validation stops, when theater fades, she wants to know, are you the same man? When she's quietas, you were when she was warm. This is where most men crumble. They start overanalyzing, texting more, calling, posting on social media to get a reaction. They beg for reassurance, not through words, but through behavior. And in doing, so they show her exactly what she feared, that their strength was never real. You see, any man can hold his frame when a woman is praising him, but only a rare man holds it when she goes cold. That's when your masculinity is tested, not in comfort, but in the absence of comfort. Not when she's leaning in, but when she's leaning away. Women are intuitive. They feel your internal shift. When your sense of self drops, because her attention does, she senses it immediately. And that's when the attraction dies. Because attraction is about always being close. It's about always being grounded. So understand this. When she ignores you, she's not just being distant. She's handing you a mirror. And what you show her in that mirror will determine whether she leans back in or walks away for good. If she sees fear, insecurity, neediness, she'd know you're on like confident when she gave you permission. But if she sees stillness, discipline, and peace, she'd know you're the kind man who doesn't just talk strength, he embodies it. This is the first test, the test of silence. And how you react in that silence determines everything. Don't try to decode her distance. Decode her reaction to it. Because her silence isn't the problem. It's the opportunity. 2. The pullback is the test of emotional leadership. When she begins to pull away, texts become shorter. Calls become fewer. Her energy shifts. The untrained man goes into panic mode. He thinks this is his moment to double down, to purvey his value, to chase harder. But what he doesn't see is that this moment is not a loss of connection. It's a test of leadership. Emotional leadership is not about fixing her moods or controlling the outcome. It's about remaining composed. When things stop feeling easy, women need to feel that the man-the ruth doesn't sway every time the emotions do. That when she becomes uncertain, you don't become insecure. The pullback is natural, it's biological, it's psychological, it's spiritual, and it always happens. When an e-moon phase ends, and that's sexically, when the real man shows up or fades. You see, a woman's pullback is insult. It's her way of checking. Is this man anchored in something deeper than me? Is operating on mission or on my approval? Every time you flinch when Cher treats, you send her a signal. Stability is fake. I'm only grounded when you're near. And that's terrifying for a man who needs her attention. Oh, feel strong is a man she cannot lean in when things get tough. But a man who holds his energy steady, even when she becomes inconstant, gives her the emotional safety she craves. So what do you do when she pulls away? You don't chase. You don't question. You don't spiral. You return to your core, your work, your goals, your mission. Your focus on what you were building before she even arrived. That's the manu. The man who doesn't need her butches her. The man was rooted in something deeper than emotion. Leadership isn't about force, it's about presence. It's about being gunned. When things around you shift, that's what makes a woman feel safe in it to end. And ironically, it's when you stop trying to control her emotions that starts feeling closer to you again. 3. Attraction lives in Jungfrauen. Modern culture teaches men to always be available, always be expressive, always rusher. But real attraction doesn't grow in. It grows in tension, in distance, in the unknown. The moment she feels like she has you figured out, it begins to die. Not because she's ungrateful or shallow, but because foaming energy thrives on emotional polarity. And the unknown, that's where polarity intensifies. When you're too predictable, too eager to present, she subconsciously senses that you're more invested in her than in yourself. And that imbalance slowly erodes seek desire. She once felt Butwin. Yub comes silent, not out of spite, but from grounded detachment, she starts to feel something different. Confusion, curiosity, mystery. She wonders, why isn't he reaching out? Has he moved on? Was he always this strong? And that mystery is magnetic. Understand this. The unknown is not your enemy. It's your advantage if you use it right. Stop trying to fill every gap with words. Let Lynn speak for you. Let her wonder where your mind is, what her working on, who you're becoming. That space you give her isn't emptiness. It's tension. And tension creates a steer. Every woman has emotional rhythms. Sometimes she needs closeness. Other times she needs space. But the moment you react to that rhythm instead of respecting it, she stops feeling safe. She stops feeling turned on because now you are following her lead, not holding your own. When you allow the unknown to breathe, you send her a clear message. My life doesn't revolve around you. It includes you, but it doesn't depend on you. And that is incredibly attractive. So don't panic when things become uncertain. Don't chase clarity in confusion. Hold your energy. Master your time. Let your growth speak in you. Because when a woman has talent her, where she stands with a man who is deeply grounded, emotionalized, and busy building his kingdom, she's not losing interest. She's falling deeper into curiosity. And curiosity is where desire is born. Forden chase her eyes. The second she pulls back, your mind whispers, text her, call her. Fix this. But that voice and strength, it's fear dressed up as urgency. And fear, no matter how subtle, always repels. When you chase, what you're releasing is my identity is shaking. Andy need her to steady it. Buddha high-value woman doesn't want to steady you. She wants to feel your steadiness. The most powerful men don't chase love their eyes when it retreats. Instead of reacting to her distance, they rise into purpose. Instead, off leading for attention, they double down in discipline. You're not supposed to go after her. You're supposed to go deep. You think about it. Would the man you admire beg for validation? Or would you as heartbreak as fuel to level up? When she ignores, you let it hurt. But let that pain shape you, not shadow you. Hit the gym like your life depends in it. Master your schedule like your future depends in it. Speak less, build more. Because here's the paradoxment. She feels you no longer need her validate you as the moment she starts to feel your power again. Most men chassion the vibe shifts, and in doing so, they prove they were never grounded to be in with, but if you rise quietly, intentionally, consistently, she feels that shift too. And this time, it won't be desperation. She senses it'll be your ascension. Your gravitational pull thorough of a man who doesn't chase because he's already running toward a higher version of himself. 5. If she loves you, she wants to feel safe, not soothed. Here's the truth about the feminine. It's not looking for perfection. It's looking for presence. And presence isn't about constantly reassuring her. It's about being unshaken, even when she is. When a woman loves you deeply, she starts to expose more of her emotional soto, sue her, to bring her back to happiness. But that's not W needs. What needs is a container, a space that doesn't collapse when she gets emotional, a man who doesn't flinch when she gets cold. Women feel things deeply. They cycle through ease and lows. It's not weakness, it's F nature, but thief meaning can rest in a man who needs her to be happy in order to stay calm. So next time she pulls away, don't rush in with flowers, messages, or "are ya okay" energy. Instead, pause, breathe, observe. Watch her chaos move around you, but don't let it move through you. She doesn't want you to fix her. She wants to feel that you can hold her, that your emotional ground is stable enough for her. Storm. And when you become Fatman, the one who remains composed in her chows, she feels safe enough to soften, to return Tupin. But if you chase, if you react, if you lose yourself trying to sue her, she loseth very trust she wasting for. 6. Let her walk, but leave the door open. This is where most men break. She pulls away, gets distant, starts saying things like, "I need space," or "I'm confused." And you in your fear slam door behind her, block her, beg her, try to pull her back. But the strong man knows scent chase or trap. He doesn't call up or retreat. He simply steps aside and leaves the Durapen. Because when you leave the Durapen, you send a message. I want you here, but I didn't need you here to be whole. That message is rare. That message is powerful. That message is awards. Letting her walk, ease in weakness. It's strength. It's saying, I won't fight for someone who's unsure of them, but I'll keep walking in the direction of my highest self. And if you want to catch up, you know where Theodore is. This isn't passive aggressiveness. It's emotional severity. Women don't stay. B. Bazu begged. They stay because they remember how you held your dignity. When he stepped back, they remember how you didn't fold, how you didn't chase. And that memory becomes louder than any apology. So if she needs to go, let her. But in the space she creates, don't fill it with desperation. Fill it with this. Let her walk, and while she's walking, become unforgettable. 7. Stand still. When she runs, when she withdraws, when her messages slow down, her tone shifts, her warmth fades, the average man interprets it as danger. He reacts. He scrambles. He texts. More. He offers more. He becomes more emotionally expressive in the hopes of freeing what once was. But here is that truth. Her running isn't an invitation to chase. It's a call to pause. When Sharon's, she's not just escaping. She's observing. Observing how solid you remain with other emotional persons. She's not trying to see if you'll come after her. She's trying to see if you can stand still without breaking. The man who panics, the man who spirals, the man who rushes in with explanations and validation kills attraction, not because he's not a good guy, but because he's emotionally led, not emotionally leading. You must understand this deeply. Women test your stillness, not your sweetness. The grounded man knows that chasing a winning woman is a race with no schline. He doesn't sprint after her. He stays still and cord in his values, his mission, his strength. Not to prove a point, not to punish her, but to protect this peace. Because stillness is stillness says, I'm not here to entertain your uncertainty. I'm here to embody certainty. She may not even realize he's testing you, but she feel it. She feel the difference between a man who collapses without hair and a man who continues to rise easily and lie intentionally. Stillness isn't passivity. It's power. It's the message of bind thessalence. A kind that whispers, I won't chase you, but I'll be here unmoved, unshaken, unbothered. And eventually she'll look back, not batch as you followed her, but couldn't forget. The man who didn't tide to 8 become a man shake and shake. Most men are easy to forget. They say right things. They do therapeutic gestures. They show up when it's conveyed. But the second the emotional tide turns, they fall apart. You want to. Different. Don't just be the man cheaters. Be the man she can't shake. This kind of man is rare, because he's not reactive. He's not a Krishna. He doesn't shapeshift just to maintain her approval. He is carved from seated. His identity is not built in her love. It's built in his purpose. And when she tries to shake that identity with distance, silence, or doubt, her remains unshaken. Why? Because he doesn't need her affection to feel powerful. He doesn't need her presence to feel peace. His worth is not a question she answers. It's a truth he lives. This man, becomes and forget, not because he says the perfect lines, but because his energy is undeniable. His absence speaks louder than the presence of 10 needy men. She starts to feel it when her emotional games don't move him, when her silence doesn't spark a flinch, when her withdrawal doesn't trigger pursuit. And that's when her curiosity turns into obsession. That's when she asks herself, did he just walk away from the strongest man you've ever met? So become Fatman. Become so internal that her love feels like egg, not a lifeline. And if she leaves, you don't crumble. You become even more magnetic in the fire. 9. Her lover needs your strength, not your softness. This one will sting for some, but will mend though not. Fall for emotionalness. They fall for emotionalisms. There's a difference between being vulnerable and bone fragile, between being expressive, being dependent. And when she's pulling away, she's not asking for a soft man to cry with her. She's asking for a strong man to carry the weight. Shaken, her love is deep, but with that love comes emotional storms, moods, triggers, insecurity. And if you crumble every time, she does. You both drown. Thief Menine doesn't want a mirror. It wants a container. Ian, who doesn't reflect their chaos, but absorbs it with poise ... So when she loves you and pulls away, it's not to push you out. It's to test your structure. Are you strong enough to stay steady when she's uncertain? If you flinch, she lowers trust. Not Bacchus, she wants to. But Becca's Hersel can't anchor to a man who's emotionally weaker than her. So you must hold the line not out of ego, but out of integrity. Not with arrogance, but with assurance. Your strength creates the safety for her. Love typ ... And if she sees you as unshakable, she'll turn more open, more vulnerable, more devoted than ever before. Because a woman who loves deeply is waiting to give that love to Amen, strong enough to carry it. 10. Theal test. Can you stay grounded without her? At the end of it all, when she ignores you, distance yourself, tests your silence. There's only one oral question being asked. Can you stay grounded without her? This is the final threshold between boy and man, between emotional codependency and sovereign masculinity. It's easy to bestable when everything's smooth. But when the person you care about withdraws, how you respond reveals everything. Do you spiral? Do you reach out in desperation? Do you attach your worth to her validation? Or do you order into the path? Do you wake up earlier, train harder, focus deeper? Do you take her absence and build with it? That is test. Because a woman's deepest craving is to love a man who doesn't need her to lead, who doesn't want her presence to remain whole. A man who stays centered no matter her leaves. When she feels that her tests end, her walls drop, her love pours out. Not because you begged for it, but Bacchus proved you didn't need it. To become who you already are, that's real stoicism. That's masculine self-mastery. That's what separates the forgettably from the unforgettable. So let her ignore you. Let her walk. Let her test. And while she's doing aloft that job come the man she can't replace, she may ignore you. She may back. But that's not your cute touches. It's your Chanchetto rise. Let her feel your absence. Let her feel yours. Not because you're punishing her, but because you're protecting your power. If this message you hit home come in bellow, I rise when it's silent. Bacchus hath men who rise in silence are Theans who become unforgettable. Like this video. Share it with a brother who's losing himself over Simeon who's pulling away. And hit fat subs, because here we don't chase love. We build presence. We lead with